But they love the dances, they love all that stuff, so I have them doing the dances all the time, you know, the orange justice, whatever, the hype. It is what I like to call class size shaming. So we read the book, If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, then we made the actual, it smells awful in here, it smells like dookie. So, good morning. It is Monday. I'm just unloading a bunch of my stuff. This week starts our state testing. So, we have adopted a class that we motivate to do their best on the tests. And in turn, when we have our iStation testing at the end of the school year, they have a class has adopted us. So I have adopted Ms. Ramos's class, which is down the hallway. She's a third grade teacher. She taught first grade with us last year. And I have seen her in one of my summer videos or two. I think it was only one. I can't remember. We went on a road trip to Texas to go shopping for teacher stuff at the teacher store and a bunch of other places. So I was just going to share with you guys some of the stuff that I'm doing. So one of the things is Mountain Dew. It's called Brain Juice. I need to make little labels for it to go on the front. So I'm going to be keeping this super short just because I'm going to try to get all the stuff done this morning and I have duty. So anyway, so it's called Brain Juice, and so I'll put a label on the front of it that just says, you know, Brain Juice. And then I bought cups to go with it, which gave us like a ton of cups. So, but these are the cups that I got. I try not to get plastic ones, but unfortunately that's just what they had. So I had to get them at Albertsons. So that's one thing they do. But their test is in the afternoon. Let them drink it right before, and it's supposed to wake their brain cells up. And then I forgot to bring it, but I have another one, which is just the Starlight Mints. So they're testing this week, Tuesday and Wednesday. I think they're testing next week. So I brought two things this time, and then I'll bring some more. I'll get some more over the weekend for next time. And then I was out of peppermint from my classroom for essential oil, so I found this at Marshall's for $4.99. Probably not as good as the Young Living one that I had, but I needed something quick. And Rudy wasn't ordering from doTERRA anytime. He orders once a month, so he won't be doing it again until the end of April, so it'll be a couple more weeks. And I was almost out, and I figured I was already here, so I might as well get it. I need to bring in soil, but we're also going to be doing our plants this week. And I left the seeds, I think, at home too. No, I did bring in seeds. We're doing marigolds again. So I do marigolds every year. So they are twofold because not only are we growing plants in the classroom, which are a lot of fun, also they work as their Mother's Day present. That's why I get sent home. But so we are sharing plants this week, and so I didn't get some stuff done this morning. I'm out of anchor chart paper, so I got to figure out how I'm going to get more of that. Also, I don't know what happened, but the person that makes our copies didn't make copies of our interactive notebooks, so I need to do that for our phonics ones, which I think we're doing OW. It's funny because I trimmed down my beard and it makes me look so much thinner looking. I don't know, it's weird. Maybe it's the way I'm holding the camera, I don't know. But yeah, so there wasn't any of those, but I don't think I make copies of that. I have a lot of stuff to get done, and it's 7:15. So, but it is Coffee Talk Monday, so you know what time it is. Cue the intro. So today's Coffee Talk Monday is all about something that I've been seeing so much on social media and all the social medias that are out there in the world. I've been seeing this so much, and it's so frustrating and so irritating. And not only that, I had it happen to me. So it is what I like to call class size shaming. What that is where people post on other people's posts about how, oh, I'm so jealous about the class size you have. I wish I only had that many kids. Okay, I get it. Class size matters. Like, that is so important. I'm lucky enough that I have a district that cares about class size. And so the kinders and first grades have, you know, their numbers are around 20 usually. Now, it doesn't stay that way. As it gets higher up, unfortunately, they just don't. They put really a lot of stress onto having smaller class sizes for the lower grades, not for the upper grades, which I don't totally agree with, but that does happen a lot. So another thing I'm seeing it happen on I see it happen a lot. One of the biggest people that has it happen so often that he has to put in his pictures when he posts on Instagram and on Facebook, this is not my whole class. Because Mr. Greg gets it constantly. I always see people saying, "You only have this many kids?" It frustrates me. Every school is different. Unfortunately, I wish that every school had smaller class sizes. Like, they need to have smaller class sizes. Unfortunately, sometimes though, money is a huge issue and they just can't afford to do that. But don't shame people for that. That's not their problem. That's not their thing. If they're lucky enough to have a smaller class size, that's fantastic. I had it happen to me last week, I believe it was. I posted a photo somewhere. I'm not even going to say the social media site that happened on or anything. I'm not even going to call out the person, because it might have been totally unintentional, but it still was class size shaming. So the person posted, "Oh, I'm so jealous that you only have 20 kids. I wish I had small class size." I just responded with something else. I can't remember what I responded with, but I didn't even touch on that topic. I just kind of like went around the topic, but I didn't touch on it. Don't class size shame people. It's not okay. Like, it's not their fault. They can't help that they're in a school district that values smaller class sizes. Or they might be in a district, like I'm going to a district so small, they only have, we're going to have 2 this next time, but they usually only have 1 of each grade level. So you have like 20 students. That's just life in that district. Don't shame people for it. It's wrong and it's not okay to do. Today was kind of a crazy day. We got lots of work done, but we did the plant thing today, which the kids absolutely loved. Let me go get them really fast. So because I'm out of anchor chart paper, which I need to ask about getting some more. I did it on the Partitioning board, which I printed it out. I forgot to grab it. It's clear across the room. I'm not getting back up walking over there, so sorry. But I printed it, and I told the kids I'm printing it like we did it together. I'm gonna print it so I can put it onto the paper once I get the paper. And so they were like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." You know, they were like totally cool with it. So, but I did print it, and that was neat that I can print from my Partitioning board. They were like, "That's so awesome." But we did a schema map all about plants. They knew a lot about plants, so that was amazing. And then we did the parts of the plant, and they got to color it. And I don't remember who this came from off the top of my head. I'm so sorry. But if I can figure it out, I'll post it. I have them on my Teacher Pay Teacher store. I think a lot of them are freebies. This one here is a little flip book. What do plants need? And so it was really easy to put together. It's just the 2 pieces, and they have to trim it down. And then they cut these flaps open. They glue these 2 pieces together. You could staple it if you don't have, you don't want them to glue it. It's up to you. My first graders did it just fine. So, and then we went through and we just flipped up and we talked about what each thing that the plants needed. The kids knew a lot about plants, so it really wasn't like a super hard thing that we're doing. Today, the morning was kind of weird. And so, but we practiced our phonics skills today. And then we worked on this stuff, which took us all the way up to lunchtime. After lunch, we had specials. Cut specials a little bit short for our testing assembly that we had today. So our kickoff for testing, we had a big assembly, and cheerleaders from one of the high schools came down, did cheers with the kids, got them all pumped up. And then we did these Fortnite dances. So they did a contest, and it was help raise money for the 3rd grade field trip. They took money to pay for votes. So every dollar was a vote. And then they get to vote for teachers that signed up for it. I was one of them. I did not get picked, which I was so happy with. I told my kids though, because they were like, "Oh, I'm gonna vote for you, blah, blah, blah." And they were kind of like, "Oh, you didn't make it." I'm like, I'm so happy I didn't make it. But at the same time, if I would have got picked, I would have got up there because I signed up for it. And then I decided I didn't want to do it afterwards, but I signed up for it and I was gonna follow through and do my best. Because that's what you do. Like, you sign up for something, you stick to it and you do it. And so they were like, oh, okay. I'm like, but I didn't really want to do it. So I'm glad I didn't get picked, but if I did, I would have done my best. And so I lucky enough I didn't get picked, but the principal got picked, coach got picked. Sorry. The principal got picked, coach got picked, 5th grade teacher, and 3rd grade, and one of our inclusive classroom teachers got picked. So they went up there, did their Fortnite dances. They had another student, they had 2 students that got up there and like showed how to do the dance properly. And then they all did the dance. And then they picked whoever was like the winner of who was doing the best dances. So I don't know. I know some things about Fortnite just because I have students that love Fortnite in my classroom. I think the game is ridiculous, and I think it's ridiculous that we have little kids playing it, but I'm not gonna get into that. But they love the dances, they love all that stuff, so I have them doing the dances all the time, you know, the orange justice, whatever, the hype, you know. So, but they did all the dances, it was really fun, they had a lot of good time. And then we came back, we only had like 30 minutes left, it was already 2:10 by this point. And I'm just like, there's no point in me trying to do math centers right now. You guys would, like, we wouldn't get through all the centers, we would barely get anything done. So I said, let's get the math page done that we need to get done, which was really cool. It was, I don't have the paper with me either. Let me go get that. I don't have the recording sheet, but I don't know what happened to it. But it's a recording sheet and it has the letters A through P. It's supposed to be like one of those write the room things, but we did it, I just showed the card and we talked about, so we were doing fractions, so we just talked about each one. So it says like, what's another way, or how much of the shape is shaded. We talked about I 3 out of 4, and then, so we did those, and it just had different activities, and then they have letters at the top that they have to match. So we did that as a group, just because it's easier than having the whole class try to run around and try to do these fractions, and getting them wrong, and acting like a bunch of maniacs, because they're all hyped up from the assembly when we came back. But they did a great job. And then I told them after we get done, if we have a few minutes left, we can watch some wildcrats. So I tried to find some wildcrats on like butterflies or plants, but there was none on PBS Kids that I could find. I'm sure there is one. I know there's one about butterflies because one of my kids watches that and he told me that. But we did not get a time. I couldn't find it, and it's like I was searching through all the titles, and it was taking a long time, and I was just like, I'm not gonna worry about it, we're just gonna play whatever. So it's supposed to be about flamingos and they're changing color. It wasn't, it was about sea otters for some weird reason. I was like, whatever. So they watched that for a few minutes and then it was time to go home. So that was today. It was pretty crazy. So, but I'm heading home, so I'll see you guys later. So good morning, it is Tuesday now, and I forgot my watch. I'm so sad. And I left it on the charger, so I had text Rudy a few minutes ago. I'm like, can you take out the charger? Because it's already, like, cannot handle a full day's worth of charge, pretty much. Like, it's really old, so. So I gave Mrs. Ramos her Mountain Dew brain juice things yesterday after school. So I brought their Starlight Mints. And I'm like leaving the house thinking, and I never did get any anchor chart paper, so I need to figure out how I'm gonna I need to ask about that at some point today. But today's Tuesday, so we have it's just gonna be a long day today. It's just us doing our thing in the classroom, so it's gonna be exciting, people. I have so much, that reminds me of something. I have so much of my math center stuff I need to organize because it's a big old mess over there. So it just reminded me because I found these, I need to put those inside there too. But it reminded me I have a game that I actually have inside my Teacher Pay Teacher store. It's not anything to sell it though. I'm just saying. I have a fraction game, a set of fraction games. So I have the math fraction games inside my math centers, containers that I keep to store them all. So I'll get those out and put them inside of their math bins because they kind of need some new games, but I've been really kind of hesitant on what I give them because they have not been doing very well with the stuff that I'm giving them. Meaning that I can't do anything with markers anymore, dry erase markers, because they just draw all over them and they make a big mess all over everything. So they're done with that. Little things, they have little small pieces. They're just disrespectful and they throw them. So I'm like, why do I even put new stuff in for them, So I'm being very strategic in what games I put in there because they are so rude with them. And we've gone over it, and I've talked to them about it. Some kids are fantastic with it, and they'll clean up the centers, make sure all the pieces are back in the right spots. But then I have those ones that just don't care at all. Today we're doing the plant life cycle, which I have a book. We did not get to our small groups yesterday just because we had the assembly and everything, and so it cut into our time. So the stuff that was supposed to happen yesterday will get put into today. So we'll be doing mentally adding 10 more and 10 less. And we have a game, so if they finish, they can play the game, I'm thinking. But it all depends on the class. But that has nothing to do with what I'm getting ready to talk about. So this is the Plant Life Cycle book. It was a freebie that I got off Teacher Pay Teachers. I'm hoping that we have interactive notebook pages today because the teacher said she was going to make them. And I said, if you want, I can make my own. Like, I have no problem with that. I just need to know. I don't want you to make double copies. She was like, no, I got it. And so I'm hoping they come today. So, because if they don't, I have nothing planned for interactive notebooks. So, and then for math, like I said, we're going to be doing the 10 more, 10 less. With my small group, for my whole group, we're going to be partitioning. Oh, I didn't grab it. We're partitioning shapes again. And I'll just tell you guys about it. We are doing, because I don't have a picture of it in front of me. What it is, it's you read, if you give a mouse a cookie, which I think I have that book. If I don't, I can always find it on YouTube. You read the book, and then they're going to draw their own little mouse with construction paper, which we are like out of construction paper, so that was fun. So I have brown in here, and hopefully they have enough for all their stuff. If not, we're gonna fake it until we make it. I might have an idea to do something, maybe like, depends on how much white I have, because maybe they can just draw their own. Okay, let me get into, sorry. So what they do is they make their own little mouse, and then they're gonna make two different cookies. One cookie's gonna be divided in half, one cookie's gonna be divided into fourths. That's what we're gonna be working on today, but I need to go on the hunt now for white paper. So, it is now 3:26. I need to get a couple things done before I get out of here. I don't know why my screen looks kind of dark, but whatever. It is what it is. But I wanted to share with you guys the partitioning shapes activity that we did. So we read the book, If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, which at first I couldn't find. I was like, I know I have this book, but I can't find it. So I was telling the kids that. I'm like, I know I had it, but I can't find it now. And I'm like, so we're going to do if you give a pig a pancake. We'll just make it work, pretend like it's a mouse. We'll make it work. And they're like, okay. And then one of my kids goes, I think I have that book. And I was like, okay, go get it for me. So of course it was the one that I was looking for because I knew I had it. And so they brought it to me and they said, okay, here you go. So we read the whole book, which most of the kids have read like a million times, and they kind of knew the sequence. So, which is fantastic. But then we made the actual mouse and cookies. So what I did was, I'll kind of do it really fast, or not really fast, but let me get all the stuff. It's funny because this is how it was yesterday. I had to keep getting up and getting stuff. And the funny thing was they were just vacuuming my room. So I went and grabbed a bunch of the stuff and brought it over here. So I was getting ready to vlog when she left and was done vacuuming. But so what we did was I took the short construction paper, cut these in half. They get two pieces of it. One is for them to glue the head to, so that's just white piece right here, okay? And then I give them another piece, and that's what we made our cookies with. So, but I'll get to that in just a second. So, the next thing we have is the brown paper, and we have that cut in half. This one here, what I do is I fold it in half. We tell them, horizontal, vertical, do it horizontal, fold it, and then draw kind of like a heart shape on it. Starting at the fold and come around. So they draw that heart shape. Then they take their scissors and they cut it out. And each of the mice came out a little different, but so it gives you the mouse head. Pretty simple, easy peasy. So that's that one. Then these pieces here were, again, I think the pink pieces I think was a large sheet, but you can do it any way you want. And I just got these little strips that are probably like maybe 5 inches long, maybe 2 inches wide. I don't know, 3 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches wide. And this is what we use to make their ears and their nose. So I just tell them to make 2 little lumps and then a triangle right there in the center. And I put this on I have this on the document camera, bloop, 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 and then we cut those out. And that is what we use for their ears and the nose. The black paper, I give them these little strips, and I let them decide. Do you want really long whiskers? Really long whiskers, and you're gonna go across this way. If you want short whiskers, you go going this way. And we cut out, I told them cut 6 little strips. Whatever's left over, you can just set to the side. If you want to use it for something else later, you can do that. So we do all that, and then we glue it all together. So that's the first part we do. So I don't even have it glued to this white piece of paper yet. I just have the head going. So we do all that, and then we use our marker, and we draw the little pieces that kind of match. And it looks a little bit like a cat, and a lot of them said, that looks like a cat, a couple look like a gerbil. I don't know, hamsters or whatever. But they're supposed to be the mice. They're still super cute, doesn't really matter. We glue the head to the piece of paper, one of the white pieces of paper, and I only give them one at a time, so I did this in like 2 sections so they didn't think, oh, I have an extra piece, I messed up, I'm gonna do it again. And I taught them how to curl the whiskers that they wanted them. If they wanted the whiskers straight, they can leave the whiskers straight. Then the cookies, we just drew 2 circles and they colored in their cookies. I did 1 chocolate chip, one was chocolate. And then we did halves, we did fourths, and then we did the fraction pieces, 1/2, 1/4. So, pretty easy, the kids loved it. They had so much fun doing it. I need to find more activities like that because it really did keep them engaged. And we even went over schedule into our math centers, and they were okay with it. They were like, that was so much fun. I really enjoyed that. I'm going to clean up my mess now. Just made a huge mess. So, pretty easy, pretty fun, and halves and fourths. Super cute. But, so we got that done. So that was today's activity. It was a lot of fun. I'm trying to think of anything else we did, what other stuff we did today. It's now 3:30 now. I'm gonna go home, but I'm gonna try to get my desk cleaned up a little bit before I head home. Hey guys, so it's been like a long time since I've talked to you. It's now the end of the day on Wednesday, and it smells awful in here. It smells like dookie. I don't know what is this, like why it smells like that in here, but it does. So gross. Oh, I'm gonna put my, anyway, so today was pretty good. It was a short day, it was Wednesday, and I had tons of stuff to get done this morning because we're getting ready for our field trip. So I had to get a bunch of paperwork done for that. And lavender vanilla spray. I don't know what that smell is, but it stinks so bad. Anyway, so I was like spraying this stuff everywhere. And I even have like my diffuser going, and it still stinks in here. I don't know what the smell is, but our air conditioner stopped working, and I'm not sure if they're on now, but they were having issues and they weren't staying on. And so I don't think air was getting circulated through here. And so like they turn on for a second and then they turn back off. We'll see, I'll come back and check it in a second. But yeah, and so it smells awful. I don't know what that smell is. It smells like something pooped in here. Sorry my smelly classroom, you guys can't smell it. Lucky if you don't have smell-o-vision because that would be awful. But, so yeah, this morning I was trying to get that stuff done. I had to get a few things done for like our plant unit that we did. So we did like a sequencing activity where they had the seed and had to put the label that went with it, and we did this like whole thing that went across I was supposed to have a SAT, like an IEP, not a SAT. I had a SAT meeting just right now, but I had an IEP this morning that we found out one of my students couldn't have like services without this other service. It was like really weird. So we had to get that added on. So I really didn't have to be there for it because I just told them, they talked to me the day before and I told them everything like, this is what I think the student needs and blah, blah, blah. So I was supposed to go to the meeting though because they said, well, have you come do it? But I guess they ended up not having it. We're in the middle of our state testing right now. So they may have got pulled for like, they may not have had somebody to come fill my classroom. So I didn't go to that, but I did spend my morning getting all of the field trip work filled out. I have all of it done. I just have a couple of things where I have to do because we technically we have to do like a fundraiser, but it's not really a fundraiser because the kids are paying for it. So to go on the end of the year field trip. So I was working on all that this morning. So I had my kids doing like their eye station and stuff, and then I'm trying to get this stuff done. And then we did end up having a birthday in our classroom today. So we had cupcakes, which some of them are still sitting here. They may get eaten later. I'm not sure. Maybe one might, because I really would like them. They seem really good. And so we had a birthday, so we ended up watching a little bit of Wildcrats while they're eating their cupcake because we couldn't do it in the afternoon. Usually we do it in the afternoon, like right before school is out. We'll do the cupcakes and everything. But we couldn't because we had specials in the afternoon. So in the morning they did the what am I trying to think of? Sorry, we did it around snack time. So during their snack time, because we didn't have outdoor recess today, they did a little bit of Wildcrats, ate their cupcakes, and then we got back to work. And we did our math today, which math was I think where we had story problems, and we use our Cub strategy, which is circle, underline, box in addition or subtraction, like whatever the keywords are. Boxing keywords, I guess you'd call it, and then solve. So Cubs, circle, underline, box, solve. And so we did that today for their math, and then it was like went to lunch, came back, and it was just the rest of it was us doing our lesson plans. We were doing our lesson plans for the last 2 weeks, or last 4 weeks, sorry. The last 4 weeks I think we got 2 weeks done. We still have 2 more weeks to go, which I'm gonna try to work on those in a few minutes, but to get some more of those done. And that was about it. I mean, like, I can't believe like we're getting that close. It's crazy. But we're planning out all of our like stuff because we're getting ready to do Ocean Life and Shark Week. So Ocean Life will be 2 weeks. Shark Week will be 2 weeks. So it'll be Shark 2 weeks. But so I'm gonna try getting those planned out here in a minute. But I'm gonna go ahead and close out. So I hope you like what you saw. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Follow me on all of my social media listed down below. And until next time, don't forget to always be you. Bye.